Elite Facts presents 10 teens you won't believe exist.
10.
Tessa was born with arrhythmia, a condition so rare that only 47 cases have been recorded in recent medical literature. In addition to living with a deformity, Tessa also has sight problems. When she was 11 weeks old, she had surgery to restore some vision to her left eye, but she emerged from the procedure completely blind in that eye, according to the family's fundraising page. She is able to see well out of her right eye. The cute tot has no sense of smell and has no sinuses, but she can cough, sneeze, and catch a cold. But despite her difficulties, she has always a smile on her face. There are just 47 recorded cases in the English records of people with partial or full anomalies, so rare is this condition.
9.
The world can be a cruel place for children with facial deformities. However, this was the least of young Zabir Ladodi's problems. The growth on his lower face and jaw was not just unsightly, but a ticking time bomb, according to doctors. Any injury to his face could lead to a rupture of arteries and veins, causing him to drown in his own blood. Young Zabir had a venous malformation, or collection of veins, that covered much of his left side of his face. The deformity made it difficult to eat, speak, or go out in public without stares and taunts. In addition, any injury could break open the blood vessels. Despite this, the boy bravely enjoyed a normal life with friends and activities such as bike riding. His parents could not afford to have the deformity fixed, as this would mean expensive travel from their home in Morocco to an American hospital, as well as tens of thousands of dollars in surgery. Kind doctors found donations and funding for the boy, now 18 years old, to come to New York for 7 different surgeries that would correct the venous malformation and prevent death from a minor injury.
8.
A teenager managed to fake her pregnancy right up until the day she was due for a C-section. Along the way, she received baby gifts and money and even named her unborn triplets. The girl used the website fakeababy.com to help her fool everyone into thinking she was having triplets. Even her boyfriend thought his entire life was about to change when he learned of the triplets. The teen received numerous gifts for the babies and even money from a church, non-profit, and a Facebook group the teen joined called Moms of Triplets. Relatives even held a baby shower for the teen. She had also named the babies Ivan, Alice, and Isabella. Along the way, her belly looked like it was getting bigger, and there were even ultrasound pictures. Those pictures were fakes from the Fake a Baby website. The girl lied until the very last minute, the day before her C-section. She claimed she'd lost the babies, but refused to go to the doctor.
7.
For 3 years, Marnie Harvey has bled from the eyes and ears several times a day, and no one has any idea why. The 17-year-old woke up in 2013 with blood on her pillow, and despite a number of tests and trips to the doctor, thick blood has seeped from her eyes, nose, ears, and fingernails up to 5 times a day ever since. Tests for a brain tumour and problems with her reproductive system have all come back clear. It brings up biblical stories and has the imagination running wild, but there is literally no explanation, and she's had to put most of her life on hold since the bleeding began.
6.
Magali Gonzalez Sierra is like most teenage girls. She loves to dance, sing, pink things, makeup, and hanging out with her friends. But unlike her other friends, Magali is trapped inside the body of a 90-year-old. No sci-fi craziness involved, her body just ages much more rapidly than any others at her age, and she's already exceeded her expected age of 13. She suffers from a disease called Hutchinson-Gilford progeria, a rare genetic disorder that makes people look extremely accelerated in their age. There isn't a cure for the illness, and her parents wake every day with the knowledge she might not wake up herself. She's now 15 years old, and despite her condition, she's living her life to the fullest.
5,
Hunter Steinitz suffers from harlequin ichthyosis, which means her skin is too thick and is instead rife with dry patches. Because of this condition, many people are led to believe that Ms. Steinitz has been involved in a fire. The 18-year-old is unable to sweat because of the thickness of her skin, plus she struggles to move freely and can't flex her fingers. Plus, her hair follicles are blocked by the skin, which blocks her hair from growing. Many people who suffer from this disease don't live past their first birthday, as vital fats in the skin that protect against bacteria are unable to grow. However, Hunter has been able to live longer, perhaps to the increased awareness of the disease, which has allowed doctors to provide her with advice on how to treat her condition. Hunter starts every day with a long beauty session, which includes a 2-hour bathe that allows her to soak up as much moisture as possible. This is then followed by the application of various oils and lotions that she reapplies throughout the day. Hunter confessed that growing up was especially difficult with the disease. However, she discussed how she confronted bullies who cruelly ridiculed her because of her genes. Ms. Steinitz stated that she would introduce herself to every classroom in the building, entering and then declaring, "Hey listen, I'm Hunter, I have this condition, and you can't catch it."
4,
Claire was born after a normal pregnancy and delivery, but upon her birth, doctors immediately knew she had microphthalmia, a condition meaning small brain or small head. Aside from a hospitalization for rotavirus and a subsequent visit for a G-tube placement when she was 3 years old, Claire has been very healthy all her life. Soon after birth, she was diagnosed with other conditions, including spastic quadriplegia, cerebral palsy, epilepsy, dwarfism, scoliosis, and cortical visual impairment. They were told she might not live past her first birthday. She's now 13 and a half and doesn't show signs of suffering at all.
3,
Georgia Green doesn't have a life-threatening illness, but one of extreme inconvenience to her, though it might sound like a heaven to a lot of teens. Georgia suffers from Klein-Levine syndrome, a 1 in a million disorder that causes her to sleep for up to 10 days at a time. She likens it to being really drunk and unable to really comprehend what's happening. Most days, she will sleep for around 16 hours, and when adding up all her episodes, it's around 1 year of her life spent sleeping at just age 19. She spent most of her life in perfect normality until around 15 years of age, when the episodes really began.
2,
Sierra Swearigan has giant congenital melancytic nevus, a condition which means large birthmarks or moles form on 70% of her anatomy. The largest birthmark stretches from her lower thighs to her navel. Swearigan, from the small town of Richfield, northeast of Charlotte, North Carolina, said she had to endure years of bullying, cruel remarks, and stares. Only about 1 in every 500,000 births are said to have this kind of giant nevus, large birthmarks, that Sierra does. 1 in every 50 to 100 births have small melancytic nevus, according to Nevus Outreach. Often birthmarks can be surgically removed, but in Sierra's case, that is impossible due to the prominence of the giant congenital melancytic nevus. Her parents were told at birth that her giant birthmarks posed no health risks. However, she also has to take extra care in the sun, as she has a higher chance of developing skin cancer.
1,
Water plays an integral role in every aspect of our lives, from keeping hydrated to cooking. But while water is a source of life for almost everyone, it ruins the quality of life for a Utah teen who suffers from a rare water allergy. The waves came crashing down on Alexandra Allen, 17, of Mapleton, when she was diagnosed with aquagenic urticaria, AU, at age 15, forcing her to bury her dreams of becoming a marine biologist and living on a sailboat. The teen suffered her first severe allergic reaction at age 12 whilst on vacation with her family. She went swimming in a hotel pool and later that night woke up covered in hives. Initially, Alan's family thought she was allergic to chlorine or some other harsh chemical, but after taking a dip in a lake known for very clean water, it became a much larger concern. After self-diagnosis and several tests from dermatologists, including soaking in a tub of water and other forms of exposure, she said it was similar to torture. It was then that she was diagnosed with aquagenic urticaria. The water allergy is so rare that there are fewer than 100 cases that have ever been published in scientific literature. Imagine living a life on a planet that is covered in 70% of the thing you can't interact with. You can't go out in the rain without proper cover. You can't even go swimming without proper gear either. You have to be constantly aware no matter what you do. Don't forget to like us and subscribe for more elite facts.